Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder, the place where we take those super long and complicated corporate reports and make them, dare I say, a little bit interesting. Today we are diving into a 10K report, and it's gonna be about a company that's trying to map out the human body's proteins better than ever before, and let's just say there's a lot of stuff here that could make an investor's head spin. So what's this report really about? Well, this company, Nautilus Biotechnology, is trying to revolutionize how we understand the proteome. That's all the proteins in your body, the things that really make your cells do what they do. Think of it as an upgrade from just knowing your DNA. But here is the kicker, they are still in the development stage. They have not actually released a product for sale, which as we dig through this report will highlight that there is a lot riding on a technology that isn't fully there yet, which also means profits aren't here yet, but the spending is. First, let's get something straight. This is their report card for the whole past year. They are laying out their homework in this report here. The name of the game here is development and commercialization of their Nautilus platform. Nautilus believes they have something special, not just a little improvement, but a total game changer. They are trying to build a system that can measure nearly all the proteins in your body from one single sample. It's a pretty bold claim given how tricky proteins are. Now, why would they do that? The potential market here is huge, like $27 billion huge, and is growing at a rapid pace. We are talking about diagnostics, drug discovery, you name it. If you can read proteins better, you can probably do a lot of things better too. But right now, this market is dominated by older methods, and Nautilus is trying to break into that, and they're going to have to convince researchers that they've got something better. So what's their plan to take over this market? It's a three-step process. First, they want to buddy up with the big names, biopharma companies, and the top universities. Next, they want to release an early access program, which will function like an invite-only event. And finally, they're planning a full commercial launch. They're calling it a proteome analysis system. It's basically the machine, the software, and all the stuff you need to run it. They know they can't just sell the thing, they need to get people excited, make it easy to use, and keep making it better. This isn't just about selling machines, this is about building an ecosystem, something that keeps scientists coming back for more. Who is in charge of this grand plan? This part is always interesting. Turns out Nautilus has a mix of tech and biotech veterans, some folks who have been at companies like Illumina and Agilent. That is a good sign, as they have folks who know the life sciences side and the high-tech side, meaning this is not their first rodeo, but even with veterans at the helm, this is a very long road. Now, how are they actually going to make these things? They are not trying to build everything themselves. It looks like they are outsourcing a good chunk of the manufacturing. This can be good, but it also means they have to trust other companies to deliver. And who are they up against? The big boys like Thermo Fisher and Agilent. These companies have deep pockets, they've got the brand recognition, and they already have customers. So Nautilus has to find a way to stand out. Now for the legal stuff. Right now, they are selling their stuff as for research only. That keeps the FDA or the Food and Drug Administration off their back for now. But if they start marketing it as a diagnostic tool, everything changes. Let's talk about what they own. They have a bunch of patents and trademarks. The core patents expire between 2026 and 2044. Those patents are really going to matter to investors to avoid copycats from popping up and undercutting them in the market. They are also working with some partners. They have deals with big names like Genentech and Amgen, meaning the big players are keeping a close eye on what Nautilus is building. And let's not forget about the people making this happen. They have a decent-sized team, a good chunk of them have PhDs. The challenge will be keeping those scientists happy and productive. Now, how are they actually going to make money? It looks like it is a mix of selling the equipment, selling the reagents that you need to keep it running, and charging for software. It is the classic razor and blades model. Now let's look at the juicy part, their financials. Spoiler alert, they are spending a lot more than they are making. Operating expenses, meaning what it costs to run the business. They rang up $81.4 million in expenses, but hang on, they had some interest income. It looks like they were making some returns on investments. But at the end of the day, the numbers showed a net loss of about $70.8 million. That is the amount they lost divided by the number of shares, which comes out to about 56 cents per share lost. And just how much cash does Nautilus have to keep this whole thing going? They wrapped up the year with $206.3 million in cash and investments. That sounds like a lot, but it will quickly disappear with their spending rate. Also, that 200+ million includes investments, meaning it can be volatile in the short term. And here is the big message of the report. They are going to need more money. They are burning through cash. They say they have enough for the next 12 months, but after that, more funding is needed. This could be by selling more stock, which waters down the value of existing shares, or taking on debt, which puts them in a different kind of risk. Of course, this wouldn't be a 10K report without a hefty section about risk. And they lay it out: market volatility, competition, the tech not working. All of these things could send their stock price tumbling down. This is the classic buyer beware section. Then they mention some fun world events like the war in Ukraine, which could mess with their supply chains and their ability to get things done, which is becoming a theme of the world today. There's also a weird little detail there stating that if you want to sue them, you have to do it in Delaware. A pretty common thing among companies, but always a good thing to note. So what do we make of all this? Well, Nautilus is making a big bet that they have got the next big thing in proteomics, mapping out proteins. The potential upsides are pretty huge, but so are the risks. A key thing to think about is that there is no real product yet, they are burning cash, and they need to convince a pretty skeptical scientific community. They are playing in a market that is about to explode with research and development in biotech. That provides them with a big opportunity if they can just come up with that product. On the other hand, there is that risk about their stock price fluctuating and all the borrowing and financial requirements. The number they will have to hit is going to be big, and they have a timeline. They've assembled an impressive team and they have got some partnerships, but they're really going to have to nail this commercial launch. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this deep dive, remember to subscribe, hit the like button, and let me know what you think of Nautilus chances in the comments below.